Hello, hello. Hello, everyone. Good evening. It is Thursday, and it does not feel like a Thursday. It very much feels like a Wednesday. I don't know if that's supposed to mean anything, but it does to me, I feel. You all have to let me know if anything sounds funky, if anything's not balanced. I spent part of my time away rearranging my entire setup, so I have no idea what plugged in right, what plugged in wrong. If you guys caught the impromptu stream the other day, you will notice that my mic was not working for like the first half hour before somebody told me. So yeah, please let me know. Today we are playing While True Learn. It's an old coding game. I played it a little bit a very long time ago, but basically I've been playing way too much Bitburner and watching way too much pirate software, and just I have a mighty need to learn some of the stuff. Let's go. Ooh, they expanded genetic algorithms? Okay, we'll go through the full tutorial. We'll see how much I remember. So to turn the computer on, you have to plug it in and send information to the monitor and the keyboard. This little dude has a bunch of bugs in his program. Just needs more coffee. That is my existence. Coffee. The cat fixed the program. Hey, what did you do? Did you do that? Holy zeros, if only I could understand what this cat has to say. Guess we'll have to find out a way to recognize your speech. Google it on Cat Overflow. We are Mori. Hey everyone, can you believe my cat? The little devil debugged my code. Again, he definitely has something to say. So I decided to make some sort of system, algorithm, which would help me understand him. Give me advice, maybe wish me luck. I'm not insane. My mom had me tested. Don't rush ahead of yourself. Making a device that would be able to detect the cat would be a nice start. You can work with video, sounds, etc. when the time is right. Hey, a couple days ago I've been reading about how export system can be applied for detecting animals and writing chatbots. The newspaper was called Deep News. I'll be sending you my copies once I'm done with them. Welcome to your workspace. This is where programming magic is born, and bugs, mostly bugs. To begin, drag expert system node from the list on the right. Connection line to go in. If red, go to red. If blue, go to blue. Otherwise, go to blue. So it's just a very simple if-else statement. If red, go to red. If otherwise, go to blue. Again, I tried the expert system and it hardly makes any sense. Squares are floating from left to right. Is that what the fuss is all about? Machine learning? Are you guys actually working there? This is called visual programming, my fellow dude. Yes, this is how it's supposed to work. The expert system analyzes your data input from the camera and checks if there's a cat on them. No, it's not what machine learning is all about. It will get hardcore soon enough. I'm not very good at it yet, apparently. When do I actually start building a cat translator? Don't rush it, friends. You've got to master your machine learning ninja skills first. I'm working as a freelancer and the amount of contracts is crazy. I'll forward you some jobs I don't have time for. It will help you get on your feet and earn some cat bucks as well. Check your mail now. Hey Mori, noob advice. There's an auto help for each new technology. Very convenient. I've turned it on for you now. No need to thank me, but you probably want to change your password. My cat talks 1, 2, 3. It's pretty obvious. This is a map of your progression in the game. Vertical progress stands for story quests. Horizontal branches are optional. See these colorful geometric shapes that represent various kinds of data, numbers, letters, elements, images. In the modern world, everything can be turned into data. Machine learning is all about sorting and interpreting data. Long story short, your goal in the game is to transfer data from left to right of the screen. These bars show the minimum amount of data that needs to be processed to complete a task. So this is basically the same thing, except it is green and blue instead of red and blue. Release the program to complete the task. We have some errors in our questionnaire data. We can't solve the problem by ourselves. Could you fix it, please? Your efficiency is measured not just in money, but with medals too. Medals influence your story progression, while boosting your self-esteem at the same time. To get a medal, your scheme has to meet the respective time and note limits. You can improve your results later on. This node destroys elements. Important detail, no matter how many trash cans you place, they will count as one node. Real data sets have lots of errors. Filtering out errors is very important. That's literally all I did for work for a long time, was just work on filtering data. Going through databases to see, hey, yeah, this database has like duplicate people in it. And release. Hello, it's us again. We found some new type of errors made by our users. Please update your program. It'd be easier if you would use the previous version of your code. Non-neural artificial intelligence. Mankind has always been trying to create an artificial intelligence. Before the invention of neural networks, people used expert systems. An expert system is a deterministic algorithm which reproduces decisions of a real person. An example, this is Eliza, the very first chatbot in the world. It was created in 1966 and talked with the patient using questions similar to real psychiatrists. It worked horribly. Custom nodes are special nodes containing your previously designed schemes. Press the middle tab button to switch to custom node list. Drag the custom node sorting the red color to the workplace. If you want to modify the scheme inside the code, double right click on it or press the down arrow. So this is the same one I made before, but now okay. Interesting. But no, it just sends red into the trash can. Or anything that's not red into the trash can. So it's functionally the same thing as having a if else. But that's because this is a simple version we're going through. Can eventually have some crazy big thing in there. Decision trees. How to recognize a cat in the picture. Hey, is there any way to detect the cat without using expert systems? It works for text, but with pictures, not so much. Furthermore, the cat just won't sit still. That does not. Try decision trees then. Those are like expert systems, but on steroids. Once you feel comfortable around them, try Sift. This little devil is way more effective with pictures. Also works nicely when paired with other algorithms. Or you can use nails or glue or something. Come on, it's just a cat. It won't fight back. I'm just kidding, please. Don't use anything I mentioned on the actual cat. Different nodes have different processing rates. The parameter will influence the efficiency of your schemes. Icons on the right indicate the amount of time required for a node to process one element of data. In the game, this node compares output parameters, sockets, with the element type, element's color. If the element color is equal to only one socket's color, the element moves to that socket. If the element's color satisfies both conditions or none of them, it goes to random socket. Decision tree is one of the basic machine learning algorithms. Each tree knows a limited number of classes. For each element, the tree asks some questions and chooses the class most similar to the element. So with this one, it's more going to random chance. The greens are allowed to go to both, but you need 12 in each one. So you have 10 greens, and you're just basically statistically, you're gonna get at least 2 in either one. So it's nice and quick. Go to optimization. Hello, it's us again. We hope it's our last request for you. We've changed the database system. Can you update the code one last time? We need it to work faster. So at this, they gave us 3 trees. So we can take our only red code here and have 2 nodes. Oh. So the best way to do that would probably be with this, since these are a lot faster than the expert system. So we can have it come here and take out all the blues and then all the greens. So with this one, some of the greens will get through, but it's fine because they'll all go to the trash can here. So that should be 0.6 seconds instead of the full 0.1 seconds. Okay. So it's nice and quick that way. Yes, it's more resource intensive, but when the resources are abundant, that's less important at times. Greetings. Our company is manufacturing all organic natural painkillers. Sure. They are used to decrease suffering, mood improvement, and coping with eating disorders. Known side effects include dilated pupils, diarrhea, physical and mental addiction. Yeah, okay. There we go. There's the... Yep. Are caused by the human factor from time to time. Our workers pick the wrong plants because they look like medical herbs. We'd like you to design an algorithm that would spot herbs by petal colors. I'm not sure that's a good idea, but okay. So there's two options with this one. We'll probably go with red goes here, green or green goes up top, red goes down here. Then we also need 16 blue. So we get 3 of these. So there's actually probably a lot of different ways to do this. And I'm probably going about it in a really asinine way. Because we could also go by... Statistically, you're going to get at least this many here, and at least this many there. But I don't like dealing in probables. I'd rather sort things entirely. So now we have one entirely blue output, one entirely red output, and one entirely green output. So we know there's at least that many nodes for each one to be correct. And it still comes in under time, and it still comes in under... Illuminati origins. Good day. I study ancient manuscripts and tech and books in order to figure out the true story behind the Illuminati. I need to recognize all the triangular shapes in these documents to solve the puzzle. Could you design a program that would do that for me? Dude, I'm pretty sure you're supposed to be doing it by yourself. In the game, this node compares shapes. If an element shape matches the designated shapes, that element goes to the top socket, otherwise goes to the bottom. In the real world, a SIFT, scale invariant feature transform, is one of the most powerful non-neural algorithms for detecting features on pictures, which is essential for image recognition. SIFT is very fast and capable of recognizing simple objects and patterns. So, assuming they just want the basic option here, we'll look at what the requirements are here in a second for time. But if we're just looking to get all the triangles over there, just toss it. There and there. Yeah, that's all they needed. Working for the man feel too easy, boring, or soul-sucking? Aim for the sky and become a CTO of a startup. In the world of savage market laws, it's either sink or swim. Will you get filthy rich or bite the dust? It's worth trying anyways. Startup Pizza Shack. No, let's do the chicken escape first. Hi there, my name's Sarah. I own a small technology firm. Our distributors demand supplies of eggs of different kinds, and it takes a lot of time to sort them manually. That's why we've decided to automate the process. We have all the data about egg parameters, but we need an algorithm which will work without human assistance with high accuracy. What up?
Dream is starting. You fuckwit.
Ah! This has been, oh, it's been like 20 minutes. Wait, you're my mod. Why didn't you check earlier on?
You know, like when you say to message your Murray account for things that you should probably know but don't actually need to say. Why don't you go check messages now?
I'ma go get food is all you told me in the Mori account. Did you hit send?
So I'm not in the room.
Hmm? Oh, fucking hell. Okay. So they really only need 6 of each. And we only really have an if-else. Should probably go with squares first, just to eliminate the most data. And then... Here, this doesn't really matter which one we do over which one. Because it's going to have to sort all of them anyway. If we put all the squares here, then this will be able to very quickly, immediately process all the other shapes that we throw at it. Wow, they gave us 9 nodes to do that. That's a lot. Hello, we're honored to invite you to join our startup, world's first AI-controlled pizza place. But our fingers are always stained with flour, and we don't really code because of that. Help us write and implement an algorithm that would be capable of to separate orders for round pizza from orders for square-shaped pizza. Why?
Elsif.
Huh?
Elsif.
Yeah, LTIF. You can just call it deep dish. Or Detroit pizza. Oh, now I want some Detroit pizza.
It's under the sauce.
That's Chicago!
I know. I'm just memeing.
It's under the
It's under the sauce!
So I'm a bad Detroiter. I put my toppings under the cheese and I get yelled at whenever I make pizza. I don't put it under the sauce, but I put it under the cheese because I do a lot of green peppers and a lot of weird toppings, and when you pile those on top of the cheese, they all fall off the pizza. So I just put it underneath the cheese.
At this point, you might as well just put it underneath the bread. No.
No!
Flip the fucking thing upside down. Yeah, flip the fucking thing upside down and put your bloody ham and pineapple and chorizo and pepperami and other shit that you want.
Okay. Actually, unpopular opinion. I do put pineapple on my pizza when I have jalapenos on my pizza. Because I like jalapenos with pineapple.
I like pineapple on pizza too. If it weren't supposed to be made, it wouldn't taste so good.
Mm-hmm. A scheme created while working for a startup does not differ from any other. There's no solution to startups. A scheme just works better or worse, and your future profits depend on its quality. So basically, this is the faster it goes with the less nodes, the more money you make.
Jesus.
What'd you do?
It's been too long.
What's been too long?
Today's drink of the day on Archeon's I don't know, drink something. Drunkards beware! I am in the house now. We are drinking Hennessy Cognac. And I haven't drank this for fucking ages.
Nope, you mentioned booze, I'm making tea.
Weakling, put whiskey in it.
No, if I want to put
some Jim Beams in it. Put some Taylors in it.
No.
Have you ever had Taylors? Have you ever had Taylors?
No comment. No, if I'm gonna put anything in my whiskey or in my tea, it's gonna be vodka.
E.H. Taylor. E.H. Taylor. It is fucking expensive, but it is good. Fun fact about whiskey. Queen Elizabeth of England, the one that died, gave a royal warrant to her favorite whiskey, which was the famous Grouse whiskey. It can be a very sweet Scotch blend, or it can be very smoky. You can probably imagine that it has a grouse bird on the label. It is very delicious. It is a kind of blended whiskey, and considering its price, it's not actually that expensive. It is actually very nice.
That's cool.
I've had it before. I'm yet to have the smoky version. I've had the Scotch.
No, I'm a cheap drunk. I just drink Burnett's vodka all the time.
Do you mean you don't douse your palate with the finest Grey Goose vodka?
No, I've had Grey Goose before. I don't like it. I had a friend in college that would drink a lot of Sky vodka, and I called it hand sanitizer because it was gross. It tasted like drinking hand sanitizer.
So that's a roundabout way of comparing vodka to moonshine.
Yeah. Some vodkas are like that. I like Burnett's though. Burnett's was lovely.
Have you ever had Special Brew?
No.
It's very rarely done anymore. But it's quite good. Very, 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 very bad though. In that it will make you very drunk. Very high alcohol level. But have you ever had snake bite?
Snake bite. I think I've had it once before.
So, another fun fact. Snake bite is actually a drink made of 50-50 lager with cider. But we also call that snake bite just in general, in that if you mix lager with cider, you get snake bite. Because much like a venomous snake's bite, it fucking hits you. And it hurts. You will die the next day. In your head, a hangover will be major. And you will probably throw up. In about 2 minutes after drinking snake bite. But this is the way. Also, going back to that original point, excuse me for being eccentric. Is eccentric the right word?
A drunkard. What are you being eccentric about?
No, not eccentric. Slightly eccentric, more sophisticated.
What are you doing this about? In what way are you saying?
In my choice of drink, I'm fancy. I don't sound fancy, I sound like a Brit. But I'm fancy, okay?
I'm not fancy, I have my tea.
Fairness, Maury. Maury, right now, do you genuinely, do you consider me a fancy Brit?
No. And
Silence, wench. Your opinion is below mine.
Bro, I've seen what you wear. You walk around in band t-shirts, which are very cool. And I like that better than I would like fancy. But I wouldn't call it fancy.
Have you ever seen me rock a suit and tie?
No.
The only reason I rarely wear a suit and tie is because I'd go out and everybody would be staring at me. Like, I'd have maidens left, right, center.
You already have maidens left, right, center.
Shit, you're right. So I suppose if I was to go out wearing a suit and tie, I'd probably be smothered.
Probably.
In what, thou may ask? Not me using thou formally when that's the
correct version.
Remember when we had like that full research thing about thou being informal and you being formal?
Yeah, that was crazy couple weeks.
Now all I can think of is Shakespeare being, "Shut up, thy pissant."
Good day. Our company is making a research on crowd psychology. That is English. You have a PhD. We need an algorithm which would be capable of defining a person's type based on certain behavior patterns. This way, we will be able to quickly identify dangerous individuals in the crowd and prevent unpleasant accidents. We have identified the parameters to work with, but we need an experienced developer to write an algorithm. I have exactly 30 minutes of experience, and most of them were with the screen on the wrong screen. Woo.
Ooh. Meow. Anyway. Sorry, I saw a cat and I suppose I ticked. I don't know. I don't typically suffer from ticks, but it's very rare for me to do so.
So if we make all the blue go up and all the green go down, if all the red and green separate, then squares, triangles.
I am going to deafen myself.
Okay.
Betwixt thine lips.
Bye-bye for now.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye. So the only thing we want to shift out of this one is we want to get the triangles in the trash. So this will get some red up here, and it will throw all the triangles in the trash can. So my only concern is that we wouldn't have enough red squares going down here, but we should have enough green triangles to make up for it. The only question is how quickly this will run. See, the sift gets overwhelmed very quickly, is the issue. So we're down to copper just from that. So if we edit the scheme, we could probably do the same sift here just to take some pressure off of this. So even though it doesn't matter if it's red or blue, we can literally just split these up so that both these sifters can take an effect. I still like that. If we clear this, what are the requirements? So we get 6 pieces. Honestly, just throwing all the triangles down there and then sifting out the colors would be fine. But again, that's going to be slow. So I'd still like to save it. So that's green here and blue there. This breaks everything up pretty quickly. I have a feeling I'm about to do the exact same thing I just did. Separate to red and green. And then squares and triangles. And trash can. But we can probably send this somewhere else. So let's just keep that there for now. And then blue goes up there. And we have one sifter left. So really the only sifter we can do that keeps our speed up is to sift for triangles, unless... Okay, these actually count for all the different pieces inside of them. So can't really save any space there. That's really just the only thing that's possible to do, and then you get 40 seconds. I don't know if there's a different tree I'm supposed to be using to make that make more sense. Let's go for the silver for now. Filter both for triangles. I know this is literally the thing I just made like 5 minutes ago, but... Oh, that only works for 8. So I have to use 7. Okay. We'll just save that for now. That's at least a bronze success. And then maybe come back here when we have different tech to use. I don't know if it's going to give me any additional tech. Increases the process socketing queue. Increases data transfer speed. Increases nodes work speed. Cat skins. Nodes. Cat marine. I don't want to talk to my parents. No, I really don't. I don't need to talk to them. That is something that can just stay right there. We're just gonna go with this. Eliza, first chatbot. Cats, biology, iRobot. Cat mail. Camera and a TV. This should definitely work. Cat. Cat has been detected. Meow. Okay. Animal emotions recognition. Hey, so I managed to make a computer that checked the cat, but that beast is a complicated soul. It definitely has more to tell. Maybe it's time to go to the next level and start recognizing emotions. Alright, I need to turn the music down. get overstimulated easily with music like that. Okay, so I managed to make my computer detect the cat. Ever heard of perceptrons? They're invented in the 60s to recognize written text. Everyone knows that everything invented in the 60s is awesome by default. The double helix, rock and roll, lava lamps. Also, you can maybe switch to dogs instead of cats. Decision trees work like magic for my Pluto. You can also hit the store and get that random forest node. A forest is more effective than just one tree, you know. Error rate, and for now something completely different. Perceptrons can actually learn and improve. Bad news, they also take a ton of errors on the way. Percentage of errors is known in this, is shown on the icon. Use training mode to teach Perceptrons and decrease the amount of errors. In training mode, Perceptrons reduce the amount of errors while trying to predict the shape of the elements. In test run, Perceptrons only predict shapes. In the real world, Rosenblatt's perceptron used in Mark 1. This perceptron could recognize only simple linear dependencies, but it was enough to recognize English letters. So you can train it and get it down to a... The nodes of the field have reached their minimum margin of error. There's nothing more you can teach them. Get them down to a basis and then continue to run with it. Because we only need like 60% accuracy there, so unless something completely goes bonkers, we should be good. Time is passing by and the market change. When hype icon is yellow, it means the target of your audience is already where we started. Don't expect many new users to start at this point. When the hype icon is gray, that means you satisfy your target audience. Users starting to leave. Watch your earnings carefully. When the number becomes red, it's time to cash out. I thought it had said something about buying the tree thing in the shop, but I guess maybe that's what I already have here. Dairy products. Hello, my name is Sam. I own a dairy products factory. My dream is to make the very best goods on the market, and it's impossible without high accuracy in fermentation process. Alright, off with the fancy words. I want a program that would judge the quality of a product by its ingredients. We often make mistakes when doing it manually, and a lot of our products never leave the factory since we mark them as defective. We have the data, we need the algorithm. Oh, but I'm only allowed to use... Okay then. So it's only allowed to use the Perceptrons. And I only have 33 circles, so that should be plenty enough to give me 10 units down here with at least 40% accuracy. I know I could theoretically add another unit, but it shouldn't be necessary with what we're doing. I am... Oh, okay. Edit scheme. You know, I could also delete all nodes. No, I want that there, that there, that there. And I want to actually not train it entirely. What if I only train it to about 50%? And run that. So on average, it'll still get it wrong about half the time. So it'll send more circles up here is what it's doing. So that gave us the goals. That's cool. And it actually got us in under the time limit. Interesting. Hello, we are Metal Gear Construction Factory. We produce fittings and supply raw materials to construct grounds all over the world. We are especially proud of our high standards of quality. At the moment, we're receiving a lot of new orders and are running late with our deadlines. An algorithm is required that will analyze the quality of raw material and discard poor quality ore before it leaves the conveyor. Manual analysis takes way more time than we can afford. So we get 7 units. The decision tree is the fastest one, so we'll probably end up going with this one first. We'll filter red up. And green and blue down. And then we'll have shape filters. Have triangles go that way. Meanwhile, all other shapes can go directly to the trash can. Meanwhile, all the red will go up, and similarly can have 2 sets of filters. But this time it's just triangles going to the trash can. Remember, we can have as many trash cans as we want because all the trash cans will only count as one. I'm running the trading software. And now this is a high accuracy model. And see, that actually gets stopped up here. So I'm wondering, we're gonna let the finish training. Or do you stop up entirely? Oh, because when it stopped, they broke. So I'm wondering if... Oh no, this one's not connected to anything. Okay. If we bypass that. We'll get a few more errors this way, but I'm not really too worried about it. It'll allow us to defeat this one a little more quickly. See, it almost feels like this isn't necessary. These are all going plenty fast. So let's do a test run and just see if we do need to modify it further, because there's ways I can think of to make it faster, but I'm wondering if it needs to be faster. Yeah, out of time. So the issue is we're getting through all this fast stuff, and these are very underloaded, while this front one is very overloaded. So we need to actually break down that color barrier a little bit more. There's a lot more blue and green than there is red. If we separate these, green and blue, and then we start worrying about the colors. So all the reds are going to come up here. All the triangles will go in the trash can. And since there are so few reds, this separator, well, it's got a low percentile accuracy, so we're not double filtering it. Might make some mistakes, but there's so few reds, it won't get overloaded. Meanwhile, the greens and the blues can be separated by these two filters individually, which again might have some level of inaccuracy, but because there are so many units, they won't be able to get overloaded. So all the greens go here, all the blues go here, but then only the triangles get sent up. So let's try that training system. Mainly what I'm looking for is that we're not getting the blue one here is still starting to get overfilled, but it's not maxing out. There it goes. But at least we got our minimum margin of error. And success on a bronze level. Because it was slow. I'm thinking it's because it was slow. So how could we make it faster? We could... Okay, hear me out. We've got 60% accuracy here. So instead of separating red and green, we separate red, or instead of separating red, blue and green, we separate red and green. So that means blue will be split between these two. Now we're separating red and blue and green and blue. No, we're just separating red and red. So everything's going to be separated randomly from these two. So it'll go through here. See, the thing is, I just kind of want to fling red here. So all the blue that goes that way, go through those. And then blue will be separated here from green. Go through these. So these are functionally 2 blue sorters, 1 green sorter, and all the red is just getting completely piled through. Let's try that. The accuracy is too low now. I'm trying to think if we need to make it faster or if we just need to make it more accurate. I already got 7 notes here. Can't get rid of the trash can. So that's gotta stay. We could push all... Well, if we push all blue down here and all green up here, and that makes red swap between the two. Get rid of that. Throw this up here. All red and blue sorts through that. Or all red and green sorts through that. This basically becomes a blue separator. I'd still throw all the red through here by just adding this back. Just because I don't know what I'd do with the other organizer. Red just goes immediately in. Green still gets sorted, blue gets separated by these two. Test run. So the accuracy tanks very quickly because the red gets thrown through so quickly. Okay, kill it one more time. We're gonna try this one more time. We're gonna separate the two smaller colors, red and green, which will then be separated again by color. Green and blue, and red and blue. One shader too many, but again, we could always just throw out the red color. So then this gives us two avenues of short blue. All of the green goes through there. All the red gets put through, but slower, so the accuracy is hopefully more accounted for. But we shall see. See, it's still too slow. Let's bring this time down. Let's run. How many seconds does it take? They hit 35 units. So even then, it's just barely hitting it. I think this is a correct concept. I think it's just a little too slow, which is just something I'll need upgrades for. Oh, you know what? I didn't even train these. That's why they're not working. That would do it. Yeah, my AI wasn't working. Oh, what generation are you on? The first one? Yeah, that's probably why it's not working. Make sure you're hydrating. Like Ark said, he has his whiskey. That's not really hydration. And I have my tea. I have a cherry tea today. I'm enjoying it a lot. I have a cherry and a raspberry tea, but right now I'm drinking the cherry. So let's see what this does. So see, now our accuracy is hovering just over 60. We got to 35 just before, so that's the gold. Okay, cool. Like, that should have worked. Except... So I'm wondering this crowd psychology one. So no limit is 6. Could theoretically remove this one. And this one. And just put this here. So it throws out the triangles, keeps everything else. That might overwhelm this one. But we will see. If it's only supposed to be 6, it's the only possible thing I can think would be the solution. Okay, delete. What do we want? We want red on both, so we'll separate blue and green. And we want green and red. Red squares. And green triangles. This is gonna be too slow. Yeah. Just way too slow there. Okay, so what's another way we can think about this? Obviously, we have to start with a color sort. No other sorts can be fast enough. So... what if we put multiple sift sorters up here? I know it's a little resource intensive. So we do red on this one, then I'll do both red and blue there. One, two, three, four, five. Delete. Color tree. Red, red. Literally just separate us into two separate groups. Two sifts. Triangles. Go down here. Everything else goes up there. Green. Goes there. Basically, I know this will get overwhelmed. I'm just counting on the program being done by then. I just want to see what this does. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know if that's one I need an extra node for to get. Yeah, I don't know if that's the one I need a node for to get a higher rank than bronze or what, but I'm not getting it at this point. Let's do the toy manufacturing. I'm contacting you on behalf of Nougat Toy Company. We are designing and manufacturing toys for children using 3D printed technology. There are 3 types of raw materials we use for printing, and we need an algorithm that would distribute them correctly. Passing a certain error threshold could result in disaster, so watch out for those. Okay. So circles only up top. Circle square at the bottom. So we only get Perceptitrons. And we only get 4 of them. So if we go here, go circle. We just AB. I just want to see if this... It's like, dude, you have to do something. Between 30, 30, 45. I'm connecting these at random, honestly. Put all the circles up there, all the squares down here, and then we connect their secondaries to the thing. So all the circles that went to the wrong one go there, all the squares go to the wrong one go there. I'm pretty sure this is wrong, but I want to see what happens. Because clearly we're going to get 100% accuracy. So we get a lot of overflow here. Obviously, because it's getting like 2/3 of the map. And weirdly enough, we're getting a lot of errors on the circle field. Okay, so what if we stop sorting that as heavily? Those can just go there, as can those. And then circles get filtered one more time. Take this, run that over here, because this is filling up plenty fast. I need this to be faster. We do that. That's already set up there. Test run. Okay, that's filling up a lot faster. My real concern is that the circles are going to fill up in enough time. We're sending those through a lot of secondary filters and they're losing circles fast. Yeah, no, we ran out of time. We just ignored one of our circle filters. Basically, circles from this first section are going to completely bypass it. So we'll get a higher error rating, so that'll be fine. That was close. I just watched that just barely tick over. So let's try removing this third filter. I know we technically have that set up, but we're just gonna do that there. Test run. We're just gonna go with one less filter. So that's keeping that quick enough. Okay. That's better. But if circles off this one just straight ran to there. So this is just a secondary filter for this section. Oh! Okay. Not... Beat the shack. Okay, no. Bring us back to that toy manufacturing. What if we literally just did it with these two? I know this probably should have been the first thing I tried, but... So circles are done. The only thing that's not done is down there. Okay. Edit scheme. So these two are the smallest and they're still getting that in time. So what if we just gave them the biggest resource, the squares, and the smallest resource, the triangles, and then we put everything else down here? Or just the biggest source, actually. What if we just do this? Because sometimes it will get a triangle in error. That's random. But it still has enough squares, theoretically, that it should be able to go through it all. Assuming they all get released in time. No. Okay. And the smallest restaurant. Because again, all the circles have to go up top. If you need 30 circles up top, there's only 24 in the whole pie. So it's gotta go through one way or another. And still no. I don't know. We're just gonna have to save it with the bronze for now then. Back to the tree. Keep moving forward. Text recognition. We are aware that you were able to create a text recognition system based on the Rosenblatt perceptron. We need a similar system that would also be able to distinguish vowels from consonants. This is a task. This task is simpler, but more accuracy is required. The first perceptron machine neuron was invented by Frank Rosenblatt in 1957. Frank created Mark I in 1960. Mark I is a perceptron machine that can recognize English letters by their shapes. Circle, triangle, square, training. Reinforcement learning. Hello, we as a society of people who love cats. We want our cats to have all the best. We want cats to drive cars with no humans inside. But cats has no hands. Cats has paws. Can you make car that self-drive? Human person. We are not cats. We are human. We cannot type well because has paws and no hands. Terrible car accident, bad surgery. This is why we need self-driving cars, haha. And reinforcement learning task nodes work a bit different way. All data is initially unspecified, and your task is to recognize it and transmit it to the RL agent, the AI. SIFT object detection. The unrecognized data of the input and classifies them as either an object or as a road. Objects go to the upper socket, roads go to the bottom. In the real world, SIFT is one of the most powerful non-neural algorithms for detecting features on pictures, which is essential for image recognition. So are we literally just recognizing everything and sending it? On this screen, you'll be training and testing your AI. AI acts basing on the data you've been recognizing in your building scheme. The data about surrounding on the roadsides is processed from your model. Or be capable of learning and detecting obstacles without it. The goal of this type of task is to make the AI clever enough to be able to reach the target. Press supervised learning and drive the track yourself using WASD keys to teach the AI. Be careful, the car only sees objects in the LiDAR area, green, and only learning from them. I'm just sitting here watching the road. I assume there's gotta be something coming up at some point. Or I'm just watching a car drive. Press training and watch your car's AI try to produce your actions. We hope you are driving safely. Press test and enjoy the results. If the result isn't good enough, try training again. So I don't know how it was trained based on what we did. We didn't really do much. Average speed. Okay. That was weird, but okay. Parcel calculations. Hello, we represent a scientific center. Our current programs are underperforming. Can you parallelize our calculations? To process data, your nodes need computing power, a server. Certain nodes require more than one server. The more servers you use, the more expensive your schemes become. So this is literally what I was looking for earlier. Splitter. Which I used the thing to kind of just mock create. Oh. It's the same as if you had it add an if else set to red, but it's a lot faster. Sales predictions. Good afternoon. We just bought a stock of trees for the holidays. Friends said that you can calculate the peak demand period for them. Please help. Gonna set all the green down here. Green. 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 Then all the blue and red go up here. And they want us to do this with one node. How will we do this with one node? Can we do this with one node? Oh yeah, because we have the any function. So green will get split between the two, but everything else will go up top. There we go. Today, our group is working on finding an ancient artifact called the Tesseract. It's a very unstable element which radiates energy in different specters. We have almost found out how to use its power to benefit humankind, but we need a smart algorithm that will separate and direct the flows of energy correctly. Revolution in energetics is just around the corner, my friend. Blah, English. I need 20 some up there and 20 some down here. We need all the red down here. Any but red. Then any, and so I'm picking red here because there's 25 of them, so since we need 12, this is most likely to get that. It's also not actually likely, so that's not good. And then I picked green there. And that actually has a decent chance because we'll get 15-ish down here and they'll get about half, which is like 14, which is like 7. Oh. We could also do it this way. Split it this way. So this is 21. So blue it doesn't care about. Green needs to go down there, red needs to go up there. Let's see if this does it. This is a roundabout way, but I just think it will be faster. It absolutely is not. So, do the obvious thing, put the balancer here. And then remember, we don't have to actually separate things the way we're thinking of it. So we could do that and then do this where red goes one way, green goes the other, and blue gets separated evenly. This is also an option. Yay! Just because it puts them together doesn't mean we have to think about them together. And separate them on our own terms. So to watch this closely because we are now losing money. So. Get scans. New production. Top of the morning to you. We're trying to optimize our production lines, and we need a system that would distribute textiles by material and send them to our respective conveyors in equal amounts. We believe that you could nail this job. We're looking forward to hearing back from you. Okay. We have 4 units. We just put circles and squares here. This gets filled, and that gets filled. Then we can just put these here. So let's see what that does first off. Not what we want. Okay, stop. So if we take one of these and filter triangles, and then another balancer. Because this is only 13. It really doesn't need that much. We'll actually do circles. Everything else can come down here to the lowest, cheapest one. The extra can go up there. Because the issue is this leaks out so fucking slowly. Okay. Clear that. Screw this. You can add to that. Actually, no, you're just all gonna go into the balancer. I actually don't even care. You're all gonna go into the balancer. Balancer's gonna split up. Again. Direct fire goes there, secondary direct fire goes there. Then these circles go up. Everything else goes here and here. Yes, this is overwhelmed, but everything else is moving so quickly, it doesn't really matter. See, it's still so slow, is the thing. No, that's still not good for a 5 now. Just... What if we actually made it separate squares? Put that there. That could be the other issue. Is that it's losing too many for that? 'Cause it is losing half. When we make it circles and squares, send you there. You're a balancer. You get triangles down there, and squares up there. Wait, no. Squares down here. We don't want any squares up there, and circles up there. Then circles go there, and triangles go there. Where does this put us? Definitely still way too slow, but where? It's too slow category. What do we put? This here. This here. There. And there. Gold! We're trying to launch our self-driving taxi service. It's a very promising startup, but we have a problem. Our algorithm makes a lot of errors when it tries to recognize traffic lights. As a result, the car sometimes moves instead of stopping. We hope you can solve this problem. The code must be working fast. Yeah, 4,000 to the startup is fine. You don't need to train your modes while in startup. They already have minimum. So it's going to be fast and accurate. The issue is that this is still very low. Cancel test run. The issue is it doesn't get data much, so it needs to be extremely accurate when it does get data to know that this is not going to be in the wrong section. So not always possible to satisfy all your customers in one day. Users with unfulfilled requests will be shown in red. You don't have the instruments to solve the problem for the startup, but you'll need to get some to handle the future ones. I want to know why these are locked. I locked and purchased. Our parallelization system broke after the last Doors OS upgrade. Can you fix it? It's a very big system. Be careful. The darkest years of machine learning. In 1969, Seymour Papert and Marvin Lee Minsky wrote a book called Perceptrons. In this very book, they spoke about the math constraints of the first perceptrons. The XOR problem. This book has shifted the scientific interest and funds distributed from the US government organizations, slowing down the progression of machine learning for almost 30 years. The expanded version of this book was released in 1987, containing chapters that disprove the statements from the critical remarks made in 1969. So basically, this book was released, changed the course of history, or US history, and then the follow-up was like, yeah, this was stupid. This was wrong. So these all need 8s. So you can very simply just throw these together. And boom. Good to go. See, I feel like some of the core missions are extremely simple. And then when you have to actually look over at like the side missions, it's like, no idea what's going on. Hardware. I don't know why I can't buy any notes. Hey. Back to the tree. Greetings. This is the only state internet provider of a small country. We have a rather suboptimal code to track our people's activities. Unfortunately, we cannot allow you to change the actual code, but we have several new servers purchased on garage sale. Parallel the calculations. This will help our tyranny prosper. Fucking help in North Korea. These are Cat Hub repositories. They store previously made schemes and allow switching between them when required. You can choose a version of the scheme which will be used as a custom node. So basically, it's just variants of the same work. So we can separate these twice. And then have each one focus this down and toss everything away. So that's still only 8 nodes. So we set everything apart into equal 4s. Put the reds in, throw the rest away. Reds in, rest away. Reds in, rest away. Test run. So they're still a little slow, so I don't have all the upgrades yet, but it gets the job done. See, my users seem to be pretty meh. I don't know if I can patch that within. Because I'm still only allowed to use the mark. Test run. And nothing's really maxing out here. It's not an issue of like anything's being overburdened, it's just an issue of it's slow. I could theoretically remove the one. Just have all of these go up here. Only have the triangles continue on. I'm not sure if that will still be accurate enough. We can try it. Just to see if that gives us a higher response rate. It looks like that'll still work because that still keeps us at 85% accuracy. Let's throw that patch through. Oops, patch. We'll see if that does better. I'm just trying to get the little notifications to go away. They bother me. Prediction of elections. Good morning. We are contacting you on behalf of US Corp. The president of our partner venture has been dismissed last month, and the board of directors is in the process of electing a new one. We need to be able to predict who will win the election, so we could make a decision about the future of our partnership with said venture. Make it happen, and you will get a handsome reward. Use Control-C to copy and Control-V to paste. Click and hold and drag your mouse to select multiple nodes. Programming is easy, sometimes at least. Can't I just... Or parallel. And then... red. Any. Control-C. Control-V. Move the rest of that build up to Bloody Cares. Kinda need to connect that. I think this one comes down to luck on that. Or not. Let's clear balancer, red, the dog is trying to steal my tea, don't worry about this. The issue with this one is that we need a lot of accuracy. And not a lot of time. So I actually did it. Okay. That's good. Automatic movie rater. Oh, this is a message from the Oscar community. We want to replace our experts with a neural network. Please design a system that can rate movies by their type. I mean, that's not really how rating movies works, but okay. You can't just give all action movies a high rating and the rest low. Green, blue. Green, blue. Green, blue. Green, blue. So that's only a silver. Any... Okay. There we go. It was basically... So, the previous one said you could do silver in 3, but to do... gold, you had to do 4. So I went back and thought, okay, how could I add a 4th one to get this correct? This one needs more, this one needs less, so I just need to take red away from this side. That's really the only way to do it, is to add another separator there. Sometimes clues in the information they give you.
The stream going.
That's fine. Chris brought me pasta.
Oh, nice.
So I'm finally able to buy the nodes, finally able to upgrade the hardware a little bit more. So let's go back to some of these older projects, now that we've got updated nodes. So the first one we didn't get correct was the MedX. Oh, don't tell me they're not going to let me actually have any of this shit on here. We have since upgraded a lot of our stuff, so let's see if just running this now that we have upgrades gets us the gold. No, it doesn't. So that's an interesting one. So what's the last one to complete in this? We have it at the 3 node mark. So we have the correct number of nodes. It's just the fact of we don't have enough of this going up. What if we sort of shush to blue? No. This to be green. And this to be any. That's what we need. Hello. So that's silver again. The issue is a lot of that top one just isn't getting completed. We just immediately have all green, go straight up. 0 deferment. All blue go down. What about this? Would we do it a little lower? Some of the red will go up and fill that 19 up real fast. No. What if we add a decision tree here and pull some of the red down? So just some of the red comes up here, but most of it still comes up here. So silver. I know it's giving me the expert system here, but I really don't want to use it. So with this one, again, this top one here is literally just a splitter. It's a really slow splitter. Okay, what if we remove this? Just throw that directly in there. This one. Pulled with one less module than expected. There we go. Now back to that crowd psychology one. Okay. So we literally just have color decision trees and shape shift trees. And on top of that, we only have 6 units. And it has to be 100% accurate, so we can't exactly fudge the numbers either. The obvious option to start our filter is to filter green down and blue up, and that will split our red since we have the red here. We could set all the red up because we do have enough green shapes, just barely, to get through the whole pattern. That would mean it'd have to go through everything. But if we're going to do this on the bottom, that means we need to split our tree again to red and green and split our shapes to square. And triangle. Triangles go direct, everything that's on a green triangle goes directly in the trash can. The reds can go back up. These don't really matter. I have one sifter left though. So it basically has to be the triangles to the trash. Everything else moves on. I can throw this up here, which we're gonna try for now. More than likely this will have to go in the trash can, but we'll just see what it does for now. Because this is gonna get overwhelmed fast. Yeah. I know that's technically fine, but we'll see how that runs without it. Nope, that's bronze. Okay. No, I wasn't done. Okay. So, without anything better to consider, let's use this as a splitter. And then sift. Triangles and triangles. If triangle, send here, where green goes here, and everything else goes in the trash. Then send this here, where green goes to die. See, we're already up to 7. This already isn't functioning. Ugh. We're gonna call it on that one. We'll do one more of the main story ones. This one. Secret information. Good day to you. We are a secret military organization. Our code name is Protoss. Everything we are going to read further is classified. You probably should have me get security clearance then. That seemed rather necessary. Our analysts are sending secret operatives to various war zones. An escalation of conflict with the enemy has recently occurred. We are in need of self-learning algorithm capable of sending dedicated units to respective parts of the battlefield. Are we making war AI? I think I should be paid more than $950 to make war AI.
However much they're paying you is more than enough to develop War AI. It's War AI. You're paid in freedom.
Shh, you're British.
Hmm. Wait a minute.
Hmm.
Damn it. Backtracking would help. You know what? Fine. Fuck you. I'm looking up a guide.
What are you playing?
Mad Max.
Hmm. There we go. Success. Cyber Initiative. Our company, Cyber Initiative, is into manufacturing androids. We're making more war robots. Wonderful. Our production lines are fully robotized. The only function which is still performed by human workers is logistics. We're shipping our androids to the government, military companies, etc. War robots. Yeah, no, I got that. We would like to automate this process with an algorithm that will distribute androids depending on their characteristics. Glory to robots. So we're automating the war androids. Okay. Okay. 7 units. So since this needs all but green, we're doing a green else there. Since this needs only red, we're doing a red else there. And then this is just another balancer, so we're just gonna throw that there and that there. This is likely not the system we're gonna go with, but I want to see if it works. So this likely isn't going to move fast enough for how many is needed down here. Yeah, okay. Surprisingly enough, though, it does work fast enough. So if I can click and drag. Apparently not. Control C, Control V. But with that as an input and with its output reassigned. Control C, Control V. That was the wrong one. Green else. So its output can stay the same this time. But we're gonna take it from there. So that's 7 units.
Where the heck is the final red flashy?
Hiding.
Literally is. Can't find it. You know those red insignias I was looking for?
Yeah.
Those, but I can't find this one.
Hmm. Wait, why is my accuracy down? Ah, 'cause that was... So green goes up here, else goes down here. That's what that's supposed to be. Let's pull... Stop that. Pull these back. Balancers, we don't need to see what they're doing. Honestly.
Stop!
Where is the parallel? 4 parallel. We have 36 seconds. We probably want 2 dedicated reds. So that's what these are. And we'll start with 2 dedicated green ELT systems. But we will put 1 of the dedicated reds there. And everything else to this top one. Because these should spit out less than these ones. So we're putting 1 big one to the 16 and the 1 big one and the 2 smaller ones to the 34. What if we make this another red out? Red goes there. Else goes there. There we go. Release. Perceptron's good for pictures. Grandpa probably used it. Yeah, that sounds about right. Okay, I think we are gonna call it there for tonight. This has been about 2.5 hours. So thank you all for joining me tonight. Hope you all have a beautiful day. And enjoy your evening. Bye-bye.